Let's go. Let's go. Hey, let's get at it, guys. It's another episode of Swiss and Miss. I'm your man, Greg, coming at you with my NBA predictions today for January 7th, 2024. Recapping real fast from yesterday. We had the Knicks in the first half. They covered nicely. I think they were up about double digits going into halftime, and they won by 16 against the Wizards yesterday, and I had them in the full game as well. Another one of my premium picks. And then we had the Bucks in the first half, and that fell more than fall. It was a far from short. It was a sorry loss. They were down by I think almost 20 points at halftime. It was not nice. Looking also at the scores from yesterday, we can see that the Bucks, they did crawl back, but they still got beat by the Rockets there yesterday. And the game of the night was the Celtics and the Pacers. The Celtics were able to stop the Pacers from their three-point accuracy being closer to 40 and 50. Pacers were only able to shoot about 19% accuracy last night from three-point land, and that definitely just dug their points into the ground there, stopping them at about 100 points, which led the Celtics to a nice win there. Also, I mentioned yesterday the 76ers maybe would bench. I had this weird feeling they'd maybe bench Embiid and babysit him for the back-to-back game. That ended up happening. I didn't even pay attention. I went out last night with my wife and didn't even pay attention after I laid some bets in the afternoon. And that was one game I said, you got to watch and see who's going to be on the floor before you start placing bets. And it looks like the Jazz beat the 76ers last night. Just weird. Anyhow, let's continue on to today's NBA predictions. Our first game up, we got the Hawks and the Magic. This game opened up at the Hawks being plus 1.5, and now it moved to minus 1.5, and it was also at -2. Let me grab some water here, guys. Hold on. So I don't like how that line moved. Also, excuse me. If we check the injury report here, guys, we got DeAndre Hunter not playing. Otherwise, normal kind of lineup for the Hawks. And when we look at Orlando Magic, more than half of the people are out. I just looked again at the injury list. Markelle Fultz is also out. Franz Wagner is out. Jonathan Isaac out. Ingles out. Harris out. All these guys are out. And even two of their starters, Anthony Black and Goga, both of those guys are questionable. They'll probably start, but even still, they got lucky, I feel like, going against Denver and getting that win against Denver with their terrible injury list. Here, what I actually went for was Trae Young on his three-pointers. His last two games, he's been off. He's been shooting under 20%. Terrible. He usually goes for a dozen. Last time he shot three-pointers against the Orlando Magic, he made 5 of 15. So I feel like he's going to be throwing up tonight. 4 is I feel like a good number to go with. I got that at plus 118. I jump on that one. I put a half unit on that, guys. I feel like the public is leaning towards the Hawks here. The line has moved to, I think, -2 at this point, or -2 for the Hawks. And most of the money, it's 50-50 on the spread. 70% of the money line's on the Hawks, guys. Let's go into our next game. We got the Pelicans and the Kings. If we look at our last matchups here against the Pelicans and Kings this season, Pelicans. I don't know why we should just change the momentum here from the Pelicans winning. If you look at the numbers here, Pelicans plus 3.5. And that's been the line all day. It hasn't changed since yesterday. It's been the same. 80% of the spread is on the Kings. A lot of people like the Kings. I don't get it. I look at the data. I look at the injury list. Also, we see that Zion Williamson is questionable to play today. I pretty much just was like, you're going to give me the Pelicans, who have won already 3 matchups this year with points. Give me it. So I went ahead and put a unit on the Pelicans here. I don't have that graphic here for you guys, but that line is still at 3.5. I believe Sacramento Kings don't really have too much of an injury list. They got Trey Lyles out, and they have been on a hot streak at home. I can't, and so were the Pacers last night. The Pacers have been on a hot streak at home, and then Celtics came in and, they beat them before and they beat them again. And I think this is a thing with the Pelicans as well. They're like, hey, we beat you before, we can beat you again. So I went ahead and took the Pelicans there. Nothing too crazy to talk about there, guys. We got next Timberwolves and the Mavericks. Cheer, 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 cheer. Do I got an injury list here? I do. Hold on. Timberwolves, we got Jalen Clark injured, and the Mavericks is sorry, dude. Sorry. Where's my Mavericks? Come on. Sorry for the mix-up here, guys. There we go. And for the Mavericks, we got questionable Luka Doncic, Grant Williams, and Markieff Morris. Out, we got Klebler, we got Exum, we got I believe Derek Lively, he's going to be out. He's doubtful. So he's probably going to be out, guys. And also looking at their last matchups here, the December 28th game was a garbage game. They didn't even play any good players that game. That was Luka Doncic didn't play. I don't think Ivering played. Kyrie played. Let's look at the December 14th game. Over here, this is going to be a similar matchup to tonight. They're playing in Dallas. Timberwolves are healthy. Mavericks came out that game with Lively, Doncic. I don't think they had our man Kyrie, who's probably going to play tonight. But still, guys, if Lively isn't playing, I feel it's going to be a repeat of December 14th. Go ahead and give me the Timberwolves -3. The line has moved from -2.5 to -3. Most of the public is going with Timberwolves. We got 75% of the spread on Timberwolves. Actually, 80%. My bad. Is it even more? No. But it's a bunch, guys. Most of the money's on the spread. I'm going with the public here. I don't always go with the public, but here I feel like the line's moving in the right direction. Timberwolves probably beat them by almost double digits, if not double digits, guys. Let's go ahead and go into our next game. Chill. We got the Grizzlies and the Suns. This line opened up at 3, moved to 4.5 for the Grizzlies. And also on the injury report, we see that Ja Morant might not play. And KD, I believe I just read that he's out. I think he's not playing tonight. So I'm honestly just going to stay away from this game. The injury report makes me weary. If Ja doesn't play, I'll jump on the Suns. But you know how the NBA plays is that sometimes they're clear with who's playing, who's not. Sometimes they don't even I got the NBA Network or whatever, and they won't even go on the other team. They'll the whole time have the camera on the Suns on the warm up. You know what I mean? Them shooting the warm up shots. They won't even want you to see if Ja Morant is shooting warm up shots. It's mad sketch. So here I'm kind of leaning. I think the line already even went to +5. I'm just staying away from it because it's sketchy. Let's go on to our next one. I was leaning Suns earlier, but the line I think has moved up at this point. And I know for a fact now, I believe KD is out. So I'm just staying away from this game. If Ja is not playing, right, I would side with the Suns. But I feel like that sketch network there. So let's go on to our next game. We got the Pistons and the Nuggets. I think this is another game I'm staying away from, guys. Going on the Denver Nuggets. They got some backup boys out. Otherwise, they're playing regular guys. The Detroit Pistons. They got Isaiah Stewart injured. Monte Morris injured. And Alec Burks is probably going to play. We know we would want to go with the home team here, the Nuggets. Although they haven't been playing, they just got beat at home by Orlando. I was looking at them in the first half, and the spread was -10 for the Nuggets. So that's just a little too sweet for me. I'm just going to stay away from I think they can blow the Pistons out. Don't get me wrong. But I don't, this many points, guys. I'm just staying away from this game tonight. Let's go on to our last game. Or we got 2 more. Let's go into one more game. We got the Raptors and the Warriors. This line, I think, has moved a little bit more. Let's see. For injury, we got Gary Trent Jr. on the Raptors. Otherwise, we got projected lineup quickly: Barrett, Barnes, Siakam, and Poet, or whatever his name is, Poet. Their new lineup is really nice going against the Warriors. Most of the money is on the Warriors. I just checked and went from like 60. I think now it's like 75% of the money is on the Warriors spread. A lot on the money line. I'm not convinced. Like, if they had Draymond Green, like, good. There's going to be a week until they see him back in the mix here. So I'd really like the Raptors at like plus a little bit more points. I think they might be at +3. I would really like them at like +4.5 here. I'm leaning Raptors on this side. I am weary to make a bet on this one. Let's go on to our next game, guys. We got the Clippers and the Lakers. This is our last game of the night. And the Clippers line has just moved. It opened up at -2, which I was snoozing on. And by the time I woke up this morning, it was at -5. And it has moved to -6. And the last several games that the Clippers have played, they've beat 4 of their 5 opponents. They beat all their opponents, 5 out of 5. 4 out of 5, they beat them by double digits. The Clippers are just creaming everybody. I don't see why not to take them at -6. I have been just dragging my feet all day. I've been busy doing this and that around the house. But I'm at this point like, why not? Why not take them at -6? All the money's on the Clippers as well, like 90% on the money line, 90% on the spread. We see the last time they did play, Lakers won, but this was in the beginning of the season. Lakers, they had a lot of gas in their tank. They are depleted with gas at this point. The Clippers have been just punching everybody in the face that they have gone against night after night. Doesn't matter if they're home, away. I'm going Clippers here. -6. Let's do it. My pick of the day, guys, is going to be the Timberwolves. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see, hit the like button. Subscribe. I'm going to be posting videos every Saturday and Sunday, guys. Also, you can follow me on Twitter